Welcome to Pocket Watch Podcast. I'm Zach.
Cruz, Jake.
No guess.
Ooh.
No guess. Just
It's just the gang.
the Three Musketeers today.
Three Musketeers here to provide all of your mindless listening, anything, you know. That's something I've been realizing with podcasts is like at the beginning we really wanted to like focus on a topic, this and that, which is important, right? Like to have some good content. But at the same time, like I did realize down the road a little bit, it's like I listen to podcasts all the time. That's my mindless listening time.
Yeah.
Right? Like just carry me on a road. So that's what we're here to do for you guys today is just take you down a path, take you down a road.
Hop in the backpack. Jump on my back.
There we go.
That's it. And come on a ride with us. Thanks again for everybody listening, tuning in for another week. We really appreciate you guys. Like, follow, subscribe, whatever platform you're on.
Now.
Please just take a second and do it.
Tell your mom.
We're about to convert to ASMR, so just listen to Zach. He'll tell you.
Did you say converte?
No, we're about to convert to.
I think you said converte.
Have you ever seen those little ASMR videos on TikTok?
Yeah, I have.
Yo,
Anywho, what were you gonna say? That shit was spot on though. Tell me I'm lying.
We're alive, guys.
Oh yeah, we survived Hurricane Ian. Ian, you
That's
bitch.
fucked up. We can't joke about it because
Nah,
prayers to Fort Myers,
Yes.
prayers to all the places around Florida that got really fucked up. This turned out to be way more than I expected. I'm not gonna lie.
I think the biggest thing with it was just because of how much rainfall. This storm was massive in like size, bro. Because normally,
it was huge.
Normally, like 24 hours before it's supposed to like hit us. Usually it's like beautiful, nice, calm weather, like the day we had after.
Yeah, right.
It's usually beautiful, calm weather, but it was like 24 hours before it came. It was like
Black.
the hurricane was already fucking here. I'm like, damn.
It was a beast.
And that's when like when I saw the rain already here, I'm like, I thought it was supposed to come tomorrow. I pull up on the map and I'm looking. I'm like, God damn, this thing is big. Like the outer rings, them bitches were swinging around, bro.
Bros, 140 miles, 150
Did you
miles.
guys see the bays of Tampa getting sucked up to the point of how big that thing was?
Yeah.
That is insane. How do you see that and not like think like maybe I should get the fuck out of here?
The thing is though, is if you're ever on the coast of any hurricane that's a category 4 or category 5 come and make landfall, at this point I feel like they should already know, get the fuck out of there.
Exactly. Yes.
Because I will say one thing that was definitely a curveball was last minute it turned south.
If you have a choice too, right?
Yeah.
Totally understand some people.
Bro, honestly,
there's always a choice. Bro.
Honestly, bro, Uber was giving free up to $30 in free rides.
Just keep catching $30 rides.
Well, yeah, you could do that, but they were giving up to $30 to get out of the area, like the flood zones.
Yeah, I mean, they're telling you storm surges are about almost 8 to 10 feet. Tall. I mean, you're not sitting there for 8 to 10. You know, come on.
Well, I mean, like, I don't know. It's hard because like hindsight 2020. There's always a perfect decision to be made.
Absolutely.
Because like Mateo didn't evacuate and he lives in Tampa. And if I was living in Tampa and I saw the bays getting like dried out.
To be fair though, he doesn't live in Tampa. He lives on the outskirts east of Tampa.
So maybe it was perfect.
Yeah. So like he's
fucked up.
But yeah, it definitely was flooding pretty heavy. But yeah, even over here, man, it's like we had like nonstop torrential rain receiving probably on average like 3+ inches. No, probably more like 4 or 5 inches of rain per hour for like almost probably like 30 hours straight.
Yeah. This was the first time like I was a part of something that got impact because like Kissimmee got fucked up. Like downtown Kissimmee was flooded. Like my community was flooded. I got so lucky. My house is fine.
The thing with Kissimmee though is this is what I was telling people before is Kissimmee is in Osceola County. Osceola County, they don't have a lot of the area of Osceola is not underground storm drains, underground water runoff systems. A lot of it is ditch systems.
Ooh, yeah.
So that's the biggest thing with Osceola is that they rely on ditches to do water runoffs versus like pretty much all of Orange County is underground water runoffs. And then the pipes that do the water runoff are like 10 feet in width. You know what I mean?
But even downtown Orlando kind of got
flooded. And even still, it did get a little bit flooded. Yeah, it was Lake Eola that started getting flooded over there
because of those big bodies of water. They just fill up enough, and it's game over.
And then another thing with Orlando versus Osceola County is pretty much all of Orange County has underground power lines versus Osceola County. A lot of Osceola County has above ground power lines.
A lot of people lost power.
But even still, with being said that. some parts of Orange County still did lose power. But you know, if a substation gets damaged, then what are you gonna do? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was lucky enough. I didn't lose power. I didn't lose Wi-Fi. I almost, if they would have had like another couple more feet of rain, another couple more feet of like increase of water, I probably would have got.
Yeah, I mean the blessing with this one for me was like I'm always the guy that underestimates. Like, fam, come on,
Me
it's
too.
a tropical
That's
storm.
how I am too.
It's a tropical storm, and then it was worse than that. Not that I went through anything that like I probably would have been fine with the mindset, but a lot of people.
Yeah,
I seen too many people that if I was in their place, I probably still would have had that mindset, and they justifiably had that mindset, and they got fucked.
Yeah. Honestly, I like I said, I had told you guys before. I lived over in Naples. What was it, like 2004, 2005 when we got hit by those by the 3 hurricanes back to back basically, and we had evacuated for that. We evacuated just because we knew it was gonna be pretty bad, but it was crazy. But like we had lost power for like 2 or 3 months or so. But like since I've been in inland, like Orlando, Central Florida, we've already know that once the storm hit landfall, by the time they get to us, they weaken so fast. So I don't ever stress in Central Florida. But I was telling everybody, like honestly, if I was on the coast, I would have got the fuck out of there.
Yeah.
And a lot of people did. Hella people evacuated from Tampa and came to Orlando. A lot.
Oh yeah, Justin. He does an Airbnb. He had 5 applications or something like that.
Yeah.
From people in Tampa trying to stay there. Or whatever.
Yeah, it was a lot of people. All the hotels in this area were flooded with people from Tampa.
Yeah,
they came over like literally the night before.
Because Tampa, you gotta shoot up. If you're like a little more south, like if you're in Fort Myers or something like that, then you gotta shoot down. Maybe that's the easiest route. East, get to the other side.
Because they said it was gonna come up like that, and that's one thing I'll give to Fort Myers. I think that Fort Myers wasn't as prepared.
They didn't look like they were gonna get nothing.
No, exactly. So they were expecting Tampa to get it. They were gonna be at the outer ring, and then last minute it switched up on them. And it's kind of one of those things, man. But it kind of makes you think back to Dorian. Like these hurricanes are so unpredictable. Because Dorian came, what was that? 2019, right? 2019. That was 2019.
Puerto Rico.
Yeah. No. Yeah. I don't know if Dorian fucked up Puerto Rico or if it was Irma.
Dorian was the one that dropped there too when it hit us, right?
No. Dorian came to our coast and went seek, and went away from us. That was 2019.
That wasn't Maria.
No, that wasn't Maria. That was Dorian.
Those, yeah,
no,
we
actually got hit by Dorian.
Yeah, it was Dorian. That was 2019. Because I was out in St. Cloud boarding up for solid wood for Dorian. And it never even came. It literally came into the coast. It came straight to us.
Right,
busted a Yui.
Right
So like all these little graphs that you see from these news channels, bro.
It's unpredictable. Unpredictable
as
fuck.
Unpredictable, yeah.
Yeah. But the biggest, and also there's a lot of lives lost on this one. Like there's a lot of people not.
Do you know how many?
No, Kristan's on this group chat or something.
I haven't even seen. Let me see.
She's like you. She's on this group chat that's like specific to the issue or whatever. But she keeps seeing a bunch of missing people. I'm sure it's like
But a lot of missing people.
Waters like that, bro. Like, what do you do when you're home and there's water coming through your doorknob because there's 5 feet of water outside your door?
Yeah.
You go to the roof and then you just. But what if it's storming outside? You know what I mean? So it's like you wait till it busts and then you have it. Like, not everybody thinks like that, but it's like that's if you had to put yourself in that situation, what do you do?
It's stressful.
Do you come up with a plan to get to the roof and then do it when it's necessary, or what?
So this update,
right?
This update was 22 minutes ago, and it says, as of right now, Hurricane Ian has a death toll to 80 right now.
80?
Yeah, as of 22 minutes ago.
80
per New York Times.
That's crazy.
Of 80 people.
That's crazy. Like my dumbass would put a couch against the door.
One thing. Well, that's what you're supposed to. They say if it ever gets bad, you just freaking. You put your ass. Well, I mean, this is like for winds and shit. You get a fucking mattress and throw it on top of you in the bathtub. Hold that bitch.
Yeah, but if it's flooding,
if it's flooding, you go
kill somebody.
If it's flooding, you go get your life vest from the garage and float.
Yeah, just float to the top.
You said life vest in the garage. Who the fuck just has a life vest in the garage?
I do.
What if you can't?
Congrats.
You do?
Yeah, I got 2 life vests from my girl. Yeah.
See, I would.
You're a smart guy, bro. You're a smart guy.
At that point, just grab couch cushions or anything that floats. If you see the water coming in, you see some shit in your house floating, grab it. And don't be jacked. Don't be jacked.
Most of those deaths have to be from people like
I'm thinking homeless.
Homeless.
That's what I'm thinking.
But like some weren't, and it's like, how does that happen? Like they must
drowning.
I saw some old ladies and stuff. I'm like, that sucks.
Yeah, absolutely.
That sucks because there's like, what do you know, like you can't really even.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure majority of the deaths. I mean, I could be wrong. Probably from drowning or from houses collapsing.
Yeah,
and,
yeah. That's big.
Being stuck.
Yeah,
because that's a major issue. You know.
I just had a vision of you with the life jacket on and your house collapsed.
I'm still safe.
It's like okay, you can't get me now. That's it. Damn, that's dark humor.
I know that was fucked up. This is not funny. A big loss personal to the Pocket Watch podcast, though. I know there's way bigger things out there, but specific to Ian, if you've listened to our episodes before, we've talked about Jacob's fence for a long time. We did. We talked about it for maybe 10 episodes in the progress of building it. And Ian took it.
It's all gone. It's all gone.
Damn, bro.
So cheers to another 10 episodes for the rebuild.
I'll cheer with my agua to that.
You know what?
Cheers, Jacob.
Don't listen to him.
Cheers.
It's only fixed in 2 months.
Cheers. Right? Cheers to you. Okay, 2 months. That's 8 episodes.
There we go. It's all still wet out there. I can't even fix it right now.
Yeah, that's the thing.
It's super wet.
All right.
But on a side note, if you or anybody you know needs roofing, let me know. I'm a rep right now with the roofing company. We got an attorney. We got adjusters in house. We can get you guys approved. We can work with you guys. Don't have to worry about dealing with your insurance. We'll do it for you guys.
Yes, sir.
Holla at me.
We're gonna clip that so Ralphie, you guys can post it. That's perfect, bro. That's perfect.
Let me know. I'll put you guys on.
All right. I got 2 things we could go.
Yes, sir.
You guys want to choose the ride, or do you want me to just?
I'm down for the roller coaster. You just take me on the ride, bro.
All right.
We don't know what we're talking about, so
I'll pick the one that might be.
Only cruise those.
I'm choosing the least potential one.
Okay.
Just in case. So, recently, right?
Yeah.
I was watching Dolphins game.
Mm-hmm.
That's my fucking team till I die. They were 3-0. And
they're 3-1 now, right?
3-1. And I watched the game Thursday night. I was so happy because it was like we couldn't do anything all day. Boom, boom, boom. I was literally just prepping for the game all day. And it was like at some point in the first or second quarter, early in the game, Tua, our quarterback, got slammed on his head. Yeah. Right? Or just like slammed by his waist, but he happened to
hit his head. Yeah.
Knock the back of his head. Now last week, he got same type of sack where they slung him by his, and he's kind of a smaller guy. Like he's like 5'11", maybe 6 foot and 180 pounds. You know what I mean? Like he's a smaller dude.
Was he the one that was interviewed and was saying like, "Oh, I can't see the people, so if you can't see me, don't expect to get the ball"?
No, that was
the Raiders, right? No, who was it?
Oh, who the fuck said that?
I've never seen it. I was like, wait, what?
He's a new quarterback.
Yeah, I forgot who it was though.
He's a new quarterback for...
That really happened?
Yeah, a quarterback said, I'm a little bit shorter than these guys, so I can't really see that well. If you can't see me...
Kyler Murray.
Yeah, he's like, if I can't see you, don't think you're going to get the ball.
Yeah, he's just a dick.
He said, if you can't see me, get somewhere where you can see me if you want the ball.
Bro, but it's so real. Like, those of you that are casual fans watching football, man, like I love the new camera angles that they give now. Because I always said that when I watched the football in person. I was like, quarterbacks don't deserve enough. They don't have enough. They don't get enough credit.
Bro, sometimes they don't even get to fucking see what's going on. They just hope and pray where the fucking people are.
And
for real.
The week before he said, or the week after he said that, it showed one of his touchdown passes. And like you're watching it from a bird's eye view. Yeah. So it's like a video game. It's perfect. Exactly. Obviously, that guy's wide open. Why not? But when they brought the camera down to hit like the quarterback vision, literally he can't. These quarterbacks are waiting for the line to separate enough so they can see the middle of the field if they're not already 6'6", or whatever. But like, it's insane, bro. And they're going off memory of the play,
muscle memory.
And the last time they saw the defender, and they're making a guess where he is and throwing it. Like, when me and Christian went to the Florida State Clemson game when Deshaun Watson was playing Florida State, and I kid you not, that was the best game I've ever seen. But he was throwing it, and I was like, every time he threw it, I felt like it was about to just hit the field. Like, he's like throwing it to nobody. Yeah. And you just see a receiver just, bang, bang. Like, he's throwing it, and you just see the receiver, like, he's throwing them open. And it's so fucking crazy, bro. Like, these guys deserve way more credit.
You can't see.
But he probably, even if he could see, like, if you're there, he's throwing it. It just looked like an incomplete pass every time, and then every time a receiver just kind of and catches it. And it's like, wow, these guys are fucking, like, talented, bro. Like, all-time talent. Back to what we were talking about. So Tua got a head injury. Boom, boom, boom. I don't really want to get into semantics of should he have played or not. Everybody else is talking about that.
Yeah.
And then, so this time, though, so the first time, I want you to put yourself in the position. That's more of the perspective I'm coming from, right? So put yourself into his position. So last week he got slammed. He got up and he like stumbled, kind of like you got popped, like you kind of got knocked out a little bit. Your legs are wobbly.
Yeah.
He said it, and he told everybody it was his back issues, and he has back issues. So he got cleared very quickly from the protocol, concussion protocol, whatever. But Thursday night, same sack, but this time, like, his hands spasmed. Yep. So, like, he definitely got knocked out. And it's similar to, like, the guys that, like spasm when they get knocked out. Yeah. But that's very much cerebral. That's very much, like...
But, yeah, and there's certain types of spasms that, like, are certain areas of damage. And they're saying, like, certain types of spasm, depending on how it is,
so
can be, like, really, really major.
So, like, even though it was his back... What a lot of things that I heard now that I think there's some validity to it is if it's the upper end of his back that connects to his like brain, I forgot what the hell it's called. We're dumb, but
you're cerebral, isn't it?
Something. It's definitely cerebral.
Yeah.
No, I don't know, but it's like some type of vertex or some shit like that.
Vertebrae.
There you go. So that controls the upper half, right? So a lot of people go paraplegic when that gets fucked up. So they were thinking, yeah, maybe it was still back, but he got slammed again the same way, and it like made his fingers. He definitely spasmed out. A lot of people were saying, but they're not doctors, so I'm not gonna take their word for it. But like, there's no question that he got a concussion, and then he reconcussed himself just there, and it was different, and that's why he had that reaction. But I only bring it up to say, imagine you spend your whole life, like literally peewee, juniors, like. Yep. High school,
from 4 or 5 years old,
college, and he's a quarterback. So like he was the man the whole time. Like high school, the man. College, the man. Alabama championship, everything, the man. Gets to the NFL, doesn't have the best start, like not the best situation, right? So imagine you don't feel like you get your chance to shine. Yeah. Like I'm the man. I've been the man. I tell you I'm the man. I just had injuries. He's been having injuries.
Yeah.
And he hasn't really got his chance to shine. Bad coach, whatever the case is. This year, 3-0, new coach. The guy gets him. The guy is feeding him, calling great plays, XYZ. Got a little hurt yesterday. Came back and won the game. So, like, last Sunday when he got concussed and he fell down and then got up and was like, ooh. He went out for a quarter, came back and won the game in the second half.
Yeah.
Right? Now, this week happens. That's scary. Do you step away from something that you've spent your whole life for?
No.
Come on, it's football. It's your life.
But also, right? Because the other argument, that's the hard question for me. Because my initial reaction is that it's like, bro, you never will be able to do this again. This is a once in a lifetime thing, and you're making millions from it.
My thing is that,
but like, how is he gonna be? Because I heard this take from Shannon Sharp from the Fox or whatever.
What is his damages right now? Like, what's wrong with him exactly?
It's a neck thing, so it's not necessarily a concussion.
Can surgery fix it?
Yes, like he didn't have any structural damage, so they're gonna check. They're gonna do an MRI to see what else.
Because if surgery can fix it, can help him out, or another thing is if he can up his protection, maybe he might need to wear like something to help protect it a little bit.
But what if it was mental, right? Like, what if it was concussion based? And here's the thing: I don't know if our science is there to know for sure, right? Like, let's just say they keep saying it's his neck thing, but like everybody reacts different. Just like when everybody smokes weed or something like that. Like everybody's so different in the mind, and we haven't been able to just sit there and open people up to figure it out. Like our sample size is very small of what we've been able to explore, and like. I don't know, man. Like my first reaction was exactly what you said. Was like, no way. He deserves to shine in the NFL. He worked so hard. Yeah. He needs to go make more money. But Shannon Sharp had the take, and he's a Hall of Famer, older guy, whatever. But he was like, he needs to walk away. He was like, because I go to these Hall of Fame events and speeches, and I see all the old heads, and man, they are not there.
Yeah,
like they're fucked up. Like they can't speak right. It's kind of like that Nate Diaz thing where people see him and he's kind of like he's like mumbling all the time. But it's like the same thing. It's like if you keep putting yourself in that situation, that's what you're gonna have. And he was like, and let me tell you, and he's an older guy, so we have to trust. Like, and we're younger too, so it's like that's why we feel like this is everything.
Yeah.
But there's some validity to that's not most of your life. Most of your life is outside of football, you know, or outside of that thing.
He's right in a sense.
I would really, to me, it really depends on the extent of the
injury.
Of the injury
itself, yeah.
Because
if they can't confirm and it's still just a risk,
I feel like he might be okay. I mean, you have to realize a lot of these fucking boxers get fucking kicked and punched and shit in the fucking head.
Yeah,
and they take some of the worst fucking blows. And they're good. How many football players have had brain issues?
But they're not good. Let's not pretend they're good though.
Some are though. Well, so not everybody's built the same.
Some are. No, you're right.
Yeah, no, definitely. 1000%. But I'm saying, like in a general sense, you know, like they're able to live life and function and be good. And, you know, but my thing is, how many football players? Finish their career and having like severe issues to a point where it limits their life.
A lot.
Mental side.
Bro, that's the hard thing though. I don't think any of us can answer that question.
I mean,
exactly.
Aaron Hernandez.
No. Who? I think there's a couple key people that we could point out. Aaron Hernandez, the Junior Seau guy, Brett Favre. Like they killed their family and then themselves, kind of thing, and it was all related to that mental damage that they had. True. But that's just who we know about, which is not a lot. I'll say that up front. It's not a lot.
Who do we don't know?
That's the question. Because there's so like up until I forgot like 2 or 3 years ago, I found out the average career span in the NFL is like 2 years.
Yeah.
But like in my mind, I was like, yeah, but like everybody I know has been there for 10 years or more.
And the reason why you know this is because they've been there for 10 years or more.
And it's that. So it's like I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of people have a lot of brain damage from that. And you know what's the difference? Like Joe Rogan talked about it. The difference with fighting and football is fighting, you're taking the bigger impacts. Direct impact, no doubt about that. But with football, it's like constant and consistent banging. Like especially O lineman, D lineman, it's like it's like if somebody, it's like imagine for a fighter, it's like, hey, stand there for a second and let me just kind of bop for 5 minutes. And maybe that's a football game. But 5 minutes of just you know, it's like, damn, that shit does add up, dude.
I can see that being a thing.
It's weird.
I can see that being a thing. And actually, you know what's crazy now that you're saying this is I watched something. I forgot what it was that I fucking watched, but I watched some shit. It was like a scientific video or whatever. I'm into that weird shit. But there was a video and they were talking about brain damage. I think it was actually the video that they were talking about, like concussions, actually, what they were talking about. And it was like some like neuroscience, like neurosurgeon or something like that, like professional, whatever. And he's talking about like even when you shake your head like that, you cause minute damage to your brain. Just shaking your head, like for example, like if you have your hair wet and you want to shake it like a dog, they say that it causes minute damage to your brain, just doing minor things like that. Yeah. So I get what you're saying. If you start from 5 years old, 4 years old, and you're playing football, and one thing I will say is even though fighters do take a lot more force, one thing I will say is I think football players, how many games are in a year? You know what I mean? And just
you're not waiting 2 months, 3 months apart from fights, you know? And a lot of it might be your jaw and shit, which is different than head.
And one thing I'll say, man,
versus football is all
one
head.
weird thing I'll say is I don't know to a certain degree, but I've played like football bare, like no pads or anything like that, and I bunked heads with somebody. And that shit hurts. But when you get bunked in the head with helmet to helmet, I feel like that shit rings you more.
Bro,
no, here's the thing. The difference is when you don't have a helmet on, your head is not a weapon. But when you put a helmet on,
it's a weapon.
My head is a weapon now. Yeah. Like it's a fucking it's a
now
and you feel a little indefensible. Like you feel like you bang your head or you see guys like headbutt the wall.
Right before you go to their game.
They feel like nothing can penetrate that. So they use it like it's a fucking like a punch to the face. Like
now here's a real question I feel like that I want to ask you guys. Do you feel like they should increase the safety requirements on helmets?
Hell yeah.
For example, I have that fucking, I rode a motorcycle over here. I have a motorcycle helmet. Why don't they have some of the technology that's in there?
So they do. And they have new ones. They just don't look as good, right? Like, that's the other thing. Like, there's a swag to it, right? Like, you're going to go play a game and shit. Like, that. Like, why do you need a towel? Like, you don't necessarily... And it's like, whoa, it looks fire. You know what I mean? Like, there's things like that.
But they can make helmets that are safe. Because if you... For example, if you can take the engineering and safety components from motorcycle helmets that are meant to be fucking tossed at 70 plus miles per hour. Now, I know that they say... You got to replace the helmet if you just drop it on the floor. You're supposed to replace it. But I'm saying something along the lines of that. You can have better. I feel like you can have better.
It's a weird thing, bro.
I mean, because I feel like back when we were in high school, they actually tried to upgrade it. They actually did. Remember that time? That was like our senior year. They tried to upgrade it. And they tried to give it like more protection, more padding. And I remember like, and you probably had experiences too. I mean, your own games. I remember one time we were in a Harmony game and I got my shit rocked. Like I ran straight through the middle line and linebacker rushed. And I'm talking about I got my shit rocked to the point where I closed my eyes, I woke up, and I got up, and all I saw was black figures on the field.
Yeah.
But I didn't. I pretend like I was all good. I was like, yeah. I walked back to the huddle. I was like, black figures. So all right, we're good. Just don't give me the ball again. Give me a second. Because I was scared, but I don't want to get off the field, you know? Yeah. So you can only imagine how people feel when it comes to that situation.
The other thing with it that's, like, hard to control, like, to your point, is, like, if you told that to the NFL, right, they're going to be like, fam, we got the best there is. These motherfuckers are saying no. You know what I mean? Like, they're saying they don't want to use it. For the same reason, nobody wanted to wear the Revolution helmet, right? Everybody wanted, like, a Revo Speed or a Shut.
Yep.
It's like, I want to look good. Aaron Rodgers still wears helmets from back in the day because that's his, like... That's his thing. I don't know. Like it's like a pitcher. Like, you know how they're so routine based because like if I fuck something up with my routine, I'm not going to perform the same way. It goes into their play, like how they play and stuff. So I kind of get it. The other thing though is with all that aside,
my thing is though, if the option's there and they don't take it, then fuck them.
Yeah. Yeah,
that's how I see it.
That point, yes.
That's on them.
Point, yes.
You know what I mean? Yes. And then you can also talk into the conversation of, which I'm sure that they've done this, but like, how do helmets deteriorate game after game? Is it better to have a new game every helmet?
They actually wear a new helmet every game.
Do they?
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if they do or not.
But the thing too is like even the new ones that I was talking about, it's all support on the front because they're worried about O-line, D-line, linebackers. Quarterbacks in Tua's situation was being slung back and pop in the back of his head like a whiplash, and then you smack your back of your head on the ground. They need to come out with something for that for sure.
And my thing is, okay, so for that, what would be the bad thing of creating having like an extra padding in the back of the helmet?
Yeah,
there would be
externally,
no bad thing about
because
that.
In the back of the helmet, extra padding and externally, what is that going to do? How's that going to affect him? Maybe your head might feel a little bit more, but what?
Honestly, like I feel like
but once again,
when
it's
we
looks.
The looks. But when we address this issue, I feel like we need to make sure we address it all the way down the line. Like we don't address it just to NFL. I feel like when it comes to NFL, we don't address it further to like high school. I feel like in high school, people are really there to take off heads.
Yeah,
like there are a lot of individuals who are there just to make sure they take your head off. So
and there's a big talent gap in high school.
Thank you.
Not like the NFL.
So it's like
I've seen kids go to the hospital.
You got kids that are trying out
crazy fucking shit. I see some crazy shit, and I'm like always thinking like it was funny at first when I was growing up, but it was all like ha ha ha. But like, yo, it's crazy shit. I need to stop crackbacking. I need to stop running across the field just to knock this dude out in the head.
I seen one guy get sandwiched between Jimmy, Wesley, and fucking Xavier, bro. And I went to the hospital, bro.
Yeah.
It was like, bop, bop, bop. And the kid was on the floor fucking having seizures.
And everyone's like, good job.
Everybody was kneeling, bro. That kid was having seizures on the field, bro. Like foam coming out of his mouth and shit, bro. They couldn't stop the seizure.
But to that point, different. They have, crazy, right? Yeah. Like, and our generation was the last to have two-a-days.
Was it?
Yep. Our generation was the last to ever see that bullshit-ass drill.
Two-a-days don't exist no more?
Nope. Not for football. Not two-a-day practice. So, like, our freshman, sophomore year, we had real two-a-days where we go out full pads at 9 a.m., have a 2-hour break, and then go out full pads after that for another 3 hours or so. They changed the law, and what we did instead was weight room in the morning, and then we go out in pads in the afternoon. Yeah. So there's ways to game the system, but it's more safe. The worst one was the bull in the pen drill. Remember we did that one time? I don't know if
Which one was that?
We tried that right when it was going extinct, like right when they were banning it.
Isn't that where one person stands in the middle and everybody circles around and hits?
And the coach picks
who hits? Yeah,
and he's got to like react and
boom.
Take it.
Yeah, that shit's horrible. You get blindsided.
Stupid, bro.
We did that as predators, though.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
We did
Little
that.
Kids,
we did that as little kids.
Like,
Yeah, I've done that.
You go.
And the worst part is they would send the fucking meanest motherfucker to you, bro.
Thank you.
And they're behind you. It's like, go. It's like, who the fuck you just pointed to? And as you turn around.
Now, the problem with all of this, so they cleaned a lot of that up. They got new helmets, whatever. The problem with a lot of it is the purpose of that drill, even that drill specifically. Oklahoma drills are still, legal or whatever. But the purpose is to build toughness. And you got to build toughness in football,
you
right?
do.
But the part about it that they neglected to think about, which is why it's not like really legal anymore and stuff, is not everybody's built the same.
Yeah.
Damage that causes.
Bro, not everybody, and it's not even like an attack. It's not about strength.
Like your head, your brain.
Some people deteriorate or they break easily, and it has nothing to do with how strong they are emotionally or personally or even physically. They just break easy. You know what I mean? Like that's why I'm gonna talk shit, but like there's a lot of basketball players that tried football and said fuck no. You know what I mean? Because like their ankles are this thin, but they could jump over you and do a front flip and dunk the ball. You know what I mean? And it's like, yeah, you're not built for football, And then there's people that are built for football that are still not built for like football. You know what I mean? Like they're built for football. Like I might be that person. Like if I were to keep going, I think I would have kept getting hurt. Like I had an MCL tear. I had all kinds of things. Doesn't mean like mentally I'm not strong or like physically I don't want to fucking try to take somebody on. It's just not everybody is meant to withstand that that abuse, bro. Yeah. And at the end of the day, that's what it is.
And honestly, man, like the smallest, I saw like another thing about runners, and like the actual like the process of the human body running and stuff like that. Like I said, I watch a lot of weird shit, and they were saying that like somebody just running with their foot at like a 1 degree difference, or like the way that they kick back or the way that they step out, just doing that can put like an exponential amount of pressure on certain tendons and certain joints, just doing that. And like, so they were saying like how detrimental it is for runners to like really find like the perfect form when they're running. Yeah, because they were saying like when you're running, if you just step a little bit 1 degree off, it can put like an exponential amount of pressure on certain tendons and ligaments and stuff like that and joints.
I think to tie it back to what we were talking about, not that wasn't, it was, but specifically like what you're talking about is tendons, joints, muscles, ligaments, shit like that.
You're talking about bones.
What like brain?
Yeah.
Yes.
You could be that. You could be the person that runs retarded all the time and perfectly fine, but who knows what your brain's like? Nobody knows.
One thing I'll say too on that, to add to that, is that when I was searching for my helmet, bro, it is crazy to know like how everybody's head is shaped differently, bro. Yeah. And I don't know about for you guys, but when I played football, there wasn't like
helmet.
There wasn't helmets for oval shaped heads. There wasn't helmets for circle shaped heads. There wasn't helmets for different shapes heads. It was small, medium, large, extra large, and that's what you got. Yeah. But the thing is that some people's heads, you might have one side that's a little bit bigger than the other, and so you have the support, but that other side is a little bit smaller. Yeah. When you coming down, for example, like you said, Tua, when he's coming down, maybe his right side has ever so much, a little bit of a gap in his helmet that his left side doesn't have. So when he comes down, his right side is taking most of that force because it's coming in, making impact. Boom. And that's like another thing. Maybe they can start doing 3D print foam for the helmets so they can 3D print the heads.
That argument, I think, is probably more valid for like college, high school.
Absolutely, yeah.
I think NFL, they probably.
Do you think they do that?
Yeah, man. Like those motherfuckers, this $1 billion corporation. Like literally, they have a new helmet.
I would
day.
think so, but who knows?
Every game they have a new helmet or whatever.
It's one of those sports is like fucking brutal.
It's also back to the built different thing, right? And that's to the fighter argument, right? So maybe the fighting has way more damage, right? But I bet the percentage of people built for it that choose to fight, right? Like, and actually are successful is way higher than the guy that was a track star and can run a 4.2 and can catch balls and is super athletic, not built for it. And there's so many people like that in football, versus fighting. You know what I mean? Like fighting, like Nate Diaz, you got these. There's that skinny guy that Sean O'Malley just beat the hell out of him for like 5 rounds. He broke his hand on his face. But like he doesn't look built for football, but his brain was built different. And that's a thing. You know, like there's a lot of people that are just athletes playing football and can make a lot of money that they're, you know, the way they're built is just not to sustain, you know?
It's true. And to even add to that too is like for the fighters, you've seen fighters throw kicks and the guy that's fucking blocking the kick breaks the fucking guy throwing the kicks leg, which like physically speaking, the guy that blocked it should be the one that gets his leg broken, but the guy that's throwing the fucking kick is the one that breaks his leg.
And then with all that said, don't get me wrong, there's just happen chance. Like there's just bullshit situations like the block kick. Like somebody's throwing a kick, that guy happened to block it perfectly on that guy's shin that it just broke it.
And who knows, he might have had minor fractures before or something.
But like there is just freak shit that happens, freak accidents, like Dak Prescott breaking his whole femur and shit like that. Like yeah, so like that's also into it. But I don't know, man. Like I thought about that because when I heard Shannon Sharp's take, like he needs to step away. Like I go to too many Hall of Fame events and see these old heads here that are not there and didn't enjoy the latter end of their life. But it's so hard to take that perspective when you're in it, when you're young.
Yeah, and you're enjoying it. You have something to prove. You know,
like I don't give a
it's your
fuck
life, bro.
About 40 to 70 when I worked my whole 10 to 25 for this.
Yeah. Yep. But you know what? To a lot of people, man, like for them to step away from it, bro, is like the hardest thing in the world, and that could fuck them up even more mentally, and like in terms of like depression and shit like that. Like, oh, I wasn't good enough for it.
I would be curious, like to that point. There's a lot of people like the retired players that ended up going crazy a little bit, and then they researched their body after they died, found out they had CTE and stuff. But I would love to know because nothing in life is yes, no, black, white. What is the portion of their actions that is getting used to something else, right? Like, what is the portion of that event that you can't say has 100% CTE? Maybe they can, I don't know.
Yeah.
But like, there's got to be a percentage of you went ball to the wall for fucking 20 years of like the most elite level of what you do, training, practicing, studying, game. Yeah. And the games are like concerts. Like it's like the most adrenaline, the most fucking like you got 50,000 people screaming when you make a tackle.
Yeah, but the fame, everything.
How do you get used to doing something new, like putting that same effort into something? And do you just get depressed and go crazy and shit like that?
And
a
lot of people when they leave
that's valid.
A lot of people when they leave the NFL, they go to like working like regular 9-to-5 style jobs. Sometimes they own businesses, but a lot of times they're not. I mean, there are obviously outliers, but the vast majority of people, like, they leave and they're going to doing something else. You know, they're working corporate and stuff like that. They don't have nothing to do with football.
Like Tom Brady, he almost retired this year, and then he was like, nope. He was going through a whole divorce and everything. He said, sorry, bitch. I don't know what I'm going to do after this.
Yeah, for real.
Like, and that's somebody that takes his craft to the fullest. Like, studies his craft like people study school and the Bible and stuff. Bro, and then they tell you, stop. Walk away from that. Yeah. Now figure it out.
Imagine telling a Mormon he can't read the Bible anymore.
Yeah, stop it. I know you put 25 plus years. No, more than. He was in the league for 20-something years. Yeah. So I know you put 30-something years into this, and this is everything, and it's made you millions, and you're the best of all time. But, like, stop. Yeah. Because you can't anymore. That's hard, bro. I don't know, man. Like, if I was Tua, man, I guess I'd lean towards what you're saying. Like, if you're not telling me there's... he better go get multiple opinions.
Yeah,
not just me, one.
If I was Tua, I think that I would just be cautious of it, do everything that I can to like mitigate it. If I maybe look into better technology, maybe look into
he's a quarterback, right? So like if you did
on average, quarterbacks are not getting hit that hard.
Right, exactly. He just happened to get a couple in a row that were bad. So it's
different. He might just need to take a little bit of a breather.
A certain way he got hit that last time.
He might take a little bit of a breather.
It's the way he gets hit.
It's the way. It was a not got one off, but it was just one of those like.
And it was twice in a row. Like most quarterbacks, when they get sacked, they're getting hit from the front and they collapse down, or they're getting like tsunami'd over from the back and they got to collapse down. Not very often are they, and it happens, but not very often do they get grabbed by the waist by someone that's twice their size and swing and down to the ground, like whiplash effect. So yeah, that's valid. Because that was a hard thing for me to think about, because I was like, man, Because the way Shannon Sharp made his point, I was like, man, if somebody's older than you, because we talk about blueprint all the time.
Yeah.
Somebody's been through it, older than you, XYZ, and they're saying you need to step away. If that's how if you had that concussion where you dropped to the ground after you got up, and then this one where you had a fucking seizure, like
there's a heavy possibility that he didn't heal from the first one.
Right.
And he went back in. Yeah, he might just need to take a little bit of a breather, let himself heal up, and get back to it. You know what I mean? Because sometimes maybe he knew that the last one. Maybe he knew there's a little bit of damage.
Shit, and he's going off of the doctor's opinion.
No, but if you read the things though, remember they fired the doctor because in the first kind of quarter or two, he kind of gave somebody kind of an issue where it was like, all right, he might have a concussion. They gave him a test.
They let him come out same game.
Yeah, they said he did not have a concussion. They said fuck it, he passed all the tests. He gave him all in the same game, and that happened.
You know what worried me about that though? As a Dolphin fan, is if they fired that doctor, because the reason they let him out in the second half is because they said it was a back issue.
Yeah.
And then whatever they did going into the hospital in Cincinnati when he spasmed, they confirmed it was still a neck thing. Like there was no structural damage with the neck, whatever. Doesn't mean that it wasn't a head trauma thing. So that's the one thing they didn't look at. So if they fired that doctor because he passed him on concussion protocol, like yes, he has a back issue, but he's not concussed. If they fired him, that leads me to believe that it was a head thing. And that's scary. If you get a spasm off a head thing, bro, like, I guess the back there's nothing. Those are the two things right there. Like your back, your spine and shit, the vertebrae and all that and your head. Those are the two scariest things.
Spinal cord.
Like it's not a hamstring. It's not. I'd rather break a bone than
I'd rather
that.
do, yep.
Right? Like not like.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be paralyzed.
Not willingly.
I mean, I'm sure they probably checked, but he might have like pinched nerves or some shit like that in his spinal cord. Might be having some issues with that, but
maybe
it does sound like that's
a decision that he's thinking about. He's got to be thinking about it. Do I walk away? He made $25 million in the NFL.
Oh shit!
So like, put that out there, right?
But
like, he's got that much more to make.
He made $25 million, but after taxes and yada
still millionaire.
He probably lucky to have $1 million in the bank right now.
No, at least 15.
Bro, 15 at least.
You're crazy. You think these people have all that money sitting in the bank? You're crazy.
No, his spending habits is different.
If he's blowing it, it's different.
He made 25 automatically after you fucking take away taxes. He's lucky to have 12.5. What are you talking about? He has 15 in the bank.
Really? Not in Miami. He's in Miami. He got paid by the Dolphins. So it's Florida's taxes.
That doesn't matter, bro. It's still federal level. You're fucking.
We're not California. What are we talking about?
That's the real thing.
Are we in California?
For the podcast, I'm going to do that because I have not seen it, right? They have all these lists of like top paid receivers, right? And Tyreek Hill is Miami Dolphins receiver. He's the #1 paid receiver right now. But it made me think, I want to redo that list and do the graphics like they do it, but after tax. Because Tyreek Hill would still be the top. But I don't think they get the gap. There's a gap because the next 2 or 3 are from California, like LA Rams.
California gets a lot of money,
bro. That is a big check you're cutting.
If he made 25, he's probably lucky if he actually seen 15 million in his deposited to himself. And there's no way you're gonna tell me that he's gone his whole life and not splurged on anything, any way, shape, or form.
Spending habits is different.
Spending habits is different.
That's what I'm saying, but still. The average person, you know, like when you make that type of money, you're automatically going to have a little bit more of a luxury lifestyle.
Yeah.
You're automatically going to have more bills.
Lobsters,
How much does this house cost? Probably sitting in a $2 million house.
He doesn't
plus.
get paid $25 million. Here's a check. He gets paid like per game.
Exactly, yeah.
But he made $25 million after tax, call it 15, 18 million or something like that. But yes, he didn't get a lump sum, right? It's just like if you make $60,000 a year, you never had $60,000 in your bank account, but you got the income of $60,000 within the year. So he's only been in the league for 2 or 3 years. He's almost at the end of his contract. He's made so far $25 million. Regardless, he's got $1 million in the bank at least, right? And has been spending. Even if he only has $1 million in the bank, he's been spending millions.
Yeah.
So you're good. You know what I mean? So it's like at that point, everything's relative though. So that's why I hate using that.
Yeah,
because
$1 million,
he's used to it now.
$1 million in the bank for him could be like, bro, I only have a few months of like.
I don't feel
bad
for people like
that. For us.
I don't feel bad for them.
No, I don't feel bad too, but you know, like you have to understand when they have those type of lifestyles, the cars that they drive, their overhead expenses on a daily basis are different.
Like
Property taxes.
Marshawn Lynch never spent any of his NFL money. He only lived off of his like
his advertisement
and shit like that. So like, there's a lot of people that do it right. That's most people smart. Don't though. Yeah. I'm just defending the argument is all. Like, you're right. Most people don't fucking spend right. But man, shout out, prayers to Tua, prayers for those that went through Ian as well. But that fucking hurt so much when I saw that, man. Like, could you imagine the team you care about, the team you love, and it's a sack?
In your quarterback.
It's a sack.
I felt bad too,
it was third down, so now it's fourth down. I was like, oh no. And then he started spasming. I was like, bad. Bro, my heart dropped. I was like, bro, and it's hard because the past 3 weeks has been like
wishy-washy.
No, we've been killing them.
Oh, yeah.
3-0, bro. We came back. This man threw 4 touchdowns in the fourth quarter.
I thought you were gonna say like from the last one.
Beautiful ass team. I ain't gonna lie, Dolphins have never been this good in the last 10 years.
No, I've been a little baby. Bro, the reason why I'm a Dolphin fan is because Marino was playing when I was born, and he retired in like 2000. So by the time I could know what the fuck was going on, he was gone. Dolphins have sucked ever since. And like, this year was finally a thing, and like, that shit hurt me on so many different levels when he got dropped, because I was like, you just fucked our season. We lost the game. It was a statement game. And it's like, I felt really bad for Tua, man. Because he went through it the past couple of years. Like, he has bad coach, bad this, bad that. Like, people are always trying to replace him and shit. And he was finally balling, and then he gets hurt. That's life for you.
It happens.
Ain't that life?
Yeah, it happens, man.
Ain't that fucking life, bro? God, bro. Yeah, and it's all relative, because we all look at him and go, yeah, you made $25 million, like, you're a lucky son of a bitch. And he's like, in his mind, it's like, man, I finally got my chance to be like, really succeed in a coach that cares and supports me and shit. And then
what about Tannehill?
No, garbage.
I'm sorry to fuck with you. We all know he's garbage.
Tannehill needs Derrick Henry. I don't want to get into a football talk.
I didn't say about that.
This whole episode is about football, basically.
No, but I think like CTE, concussion, and stuff like that. I don't think we got too deep into it.
Yeah, it's football episode. But it's
you
all
were
good.
able to care,
it's
though.
It's the relevance of it all.
You're the gauge, because you don't care too much about football. It was about football, but it wasn't like, we weren't talking about like, yo, he throws too much screens.
It's concussion, brain damage we're talking about.
That's I mean, I didn't want... That actually had more potential than I thought, so that was good.
All right, cool. All right,
we got another topic.
You guys want to add anything else before we wrap it up?
Nah, man. Prayers to everybody that went through Ian. Sorry. No, I'm just playing. That sucks.
No. Honestly, it
for real, man.
Prayers, y'all. Hopefully,
did you say Maria or did you say Ian?
Ian.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I just cut that whole piece if you can.
I don't know if you said Maria or Ian. I was
minute 47.
Yeah, cover the part.
Look into the minute 47.
Recover quick, and hopefully you guys can really get back on your feet. Strong.
And if you guys need anybody help with flood damage, roof damage, anything like that, holla at your boy. What you mean, bro? What you laughing for? I'm being serious.
I'm just smiling.
You know you're not. You're laughing. A smile is not.
Yo, because Cruz tickled my fucking knee, bro. It's
my God.
We got a new fan, but I am dripping right now, bro. I'm so sweaty.
All right, guys. Pocket watch out.
All right,
watch out.